The opinions expressed in this show are the views of the host and not necessarily that of WTRW, 94.3 The Talker, or the Bold Gold Media Group.
The following presentation is paid for by Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, who is solely responsible for its content. Portions transcribed.
All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
Hello, I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker of Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm here with my co-host and husband, Pat Devaney.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you?
Who just happens to be a realtor.
Yes, I am.
Not realtor.
Not realtor.
Realtor.
There's a difference.
How's it going today, Pat?
Very good. How are you?
Fabulous.
Glad to hear that.
We're here every...
DC is here with us today,
yes,
too.
DC.
DC.
Hi.
You're going to chime in, right?
Oh, they gave me a mic today.
Yeah, he's got a lot to say.
Our producer extraordinaire.
Yep.
Thanks.
We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we discuss real estate topics. We have an exceptional real estate office with many full-time realtors who've been listing, selling, and appraising real estate for over 50 years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you go to jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab. Get a live view of Dunmore Corners. You never know what you're going to see. We get thousands and thousands of hits a month on that camera.
Nice.
Yeah.
View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com, where you can also find all the podcast apps that we feature the radio show on. And don't forget, look us up on social media.
LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. We're everywhere, right?
Instagram.
I forgot that one.
Pinterest.
You want Instagram?
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhat. I think I posted something like 7 years ago.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about people who don't give a hoot.
A hoot?
A hoot. That's our word, hoot. Because once again, we sit here, the three of us in a studio without a guest who decided to tell us yesterday, right, that they weren't coming. But they were booked like about a month out,
Right.
You know, and they chose the date, but here we are. We're always looking for good guests. Anybody
Absolutely.
out there?
Good, reliable guests.
Yeah,
you got to be reliable.
Right. You have a topic as it relates to a house, real estate, we're all in. Give us a call. And we would explore that topic. But it's just disappointing. DC, you were just talking about this too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's we were just talking about just in general. People don't seem to care anymore. Just I don't know. It's just as I'm just bouncing around out there in the business trying to get things done, and it's like, anybody gonna call me back? Anybody gonna send a text? Just reply. I don't know. Do you care? Anybody home?
I needed to create actual seats in a forum account that we have at the office. And it took me 6 weeks to establish these seats. These are like people. Seats are like a person, a user. And because we onboarded a lot of new agents, so I needed to add, and I'm paying lots of money for this. I talked to this gentleman. I spoke to him, but it was a Friday afternoon at 1:00, and he was going into meetings for the rest of the day.
He was going to golf meetings.
Okay.
That's where he was going.
Well,
he was going to meet the 18th hole.
Right. And then so Monday was a holiday, and that upcoming Monday was a holiday, so he was going to get it all squared away on Tuesday.
Oh, I can't stand those people.
Okay. Well, Tuesday comes and goes. 5 more Tuesdays come and go, and I still don't have these seats. Well, you know, I kind of blew a gasket, and I try not to reach that point, but really?
Sometimes that's the only thing that gets a reaction from these people. And then they say, "Why are you so angry?" Why am I so angry? Why am I so angry? You haven't answered me for 5
Well,
weeks.
that's one of many, many things. Do you think the pandemic just sucked the life out of everybody? What do you think is going on out there?
That is an interesting thought. Yeah, there's some theories out there about the demotivation during the time where we were all told, no, sit in your houses and do nothing, be a couch hero and watch some TV and don't go outside
And think of your fellow man.
And when we were discussing the show before we got on the air, we said, wow, there's going to be a lot of bleeps.
I started coming up with a new.
This is great. You got to take credit for this. This is good.
A new radio commercial, just a short little 30-second radio commercial for Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate, where we give a bleep, and that's bleep with 7 E's.
I love it. Roll it.
Somebody just went out and bought that domain.
Yeah, you put that on there.
Yeah.
You better grab it before this show hits the air.
I want that produced today, DC. All right, get it
Go,
on.
Daddy, and get that one.
Century 21 Jack Ready. We give a hoot.
A bleep.
I like the bleep better.
Yeah,
It's
me
more
too.
effective.
Yeah.
People know.
Yes.
Yeah, but we can't say that bleep, right?
No.
No, we're not going to say it. Okay. All
Walk the
right.
pigeon. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
The median home buyer is now 56 years old. This is according to the National Association of Realtors profile of home buyers and sellers.
Yep.
That's 7 years older than the previous year. The median first-time buyer age was the highest ever, recorded at 38, up from 35 last year. In the 1980s, the typical first-time home buyer was in their late 20s. Listen to this. Median age of all home buyers in 1981, 31 years old. Median age of first-time home buyers in 1981, 29 years old. Median age of all home buyers in 2001, 39. And median age of first-time buyers in 2001 was 31. So you could see how it was just increasing. To 2019, median age of all home buyers was 47. And then first-time home buyer median age was 33. In 2021, the median age of all home buyers was 49 compared to the median age of first-time home buyers, which was 33. That's still, in my world, young,
Right.
as I progress in life here.
What, 49 or 33?
33.
No, 33.
49 is who I do anything to
33
turn
is
it back
just
to
a baby.
49, right? Now, 2024, median age was 56 of all home buyers.
Really? 56?
56. The median age of first-time home buyers was 38.
Wow.
I had Patrick when I was 38,
Yeah.
and he's almost 20. All right, I gave it away,
Oh.
if you can do math.
It's going to be 39.
Right. So, I mean, like with everything, doesn't it seem like people are waiting to get married and people are waiting to have children and
Yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
more expensive.
Yeah.
Right? DC, everything is it costs a fortune.
Yeah. It's especially, 45, 50 years ago. Again, you're talking about people in their mid to late 20s buying houses. And now it's, you hit into your 40s. It's like, can I finance this pizza purchase? I just, wow. It's, I mean, I'm 50. I'm still kind of still house hunting.
I put a sign in a house not too long ago, and I'm looking at the house, and I say, oh, yeah. 5 years ago, this house would have been $179. Now it's like $269.
Yeah.
And it sold in 5 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
some of these prices.
Really?
Even I'm in shock. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so no matter what the economy does over the long term, homes generally appreciate. Once you're in home ownership, you do reap the benefits of increased equity over time. And that's from the senior economist from NerdWallet. So, tariffs, inflation, recession, interest rates. They say people are on the fence. They don't want to act now. They don't want to sell. They don't want to buy. They want to wait till better times.
Don't wait.
No.
Don't wait. We say it all the time. Date the rate, marry the house.
Exactly.
And you could always refinance.
Yeah.
Okay, some more National Association of Realtors statistics. Buyers' marital status. This is from the Homebuyers and Sellers Generational Trends. 62% were married couples, right? 20% were single females. 8% were single males.
8? That's
Eight.
it?
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
I've heard that the single females are all buying the houses. And
You know, there's not many 5-car garage, 1-bedroom homes out there. So that's my next move.
There's a shed out back. That's all you
If
need.
anything ever happened to you, my dear, I'm downsizing.
Yeah, ditto.
5-car garage,
Yeah.
1-bedroom. That's
Ditto.
me.
Everything's
Maybe
gone.
2-bedroom for when Patrick comes home.
And 6% were couples, but they were not married. Unmarried couples, 6%.
Okay.
Interesting statistics, don't you think?
Yes, it is very interesting. 62% are married, huh? Excellent.
How about it? Okay. Home buyers. In today's market, we just talked about how these prices have gone through the roof,
Yes,
right?
they
Real
have.
estate. 4 things home buyers are most willing to compromise. What do you think the first one is?
It's not the number of bathrooms or bedrooms. A garage.
Smaller lot.
Okay.
They're willing to forego the lot. And this is according to the National Association of Home Builders. So for nearly 4 in 10 buyers, owning a home is more important than owning land. A significant 39% said they'd be willing to give up that lot size in exchange for owning a home. Number 2, fewer exterior amenities. I feel like a deck or a patio would be nice, you know, but the 36% of those people said they'd accept fewer exterior amenities to afford a home.
We have a nice exterior area in the back of the house.
Yeah, but we didn't always.
No,
right?
but we rarely use it.
Right, we do. We rarely use it. Once in a while.
Once in a while.
I'll go out there, right? 3, they're willing to compromise. A lot of times people like convenience, but they are willing to compromise. They want to go further from urban life to get a home.
So they want to be out in the country?
They don't necessarily want to be out in the country, but they're willing to sacrifice that
Oh,
convenience
okay, all right.
in
To
order
be a little
to
further.
purchase
So
a
instead
home.
of being downtown, they're out of town a little bit.
Yeah, people love to be near restaurants, entertainment, shopping, nightlife.
Right. When we go
Right.
downtown to Scranton, we eat in a restaurant. We sit on the corner and we watch. There's so many people that live down there now. And
Yeah.
how do I know that they live down there? Because they're walking their dogs.
Oh, of course.
That's how
it.
I can
That's
tell.
it.
That's how I can tell who lives down there. And there's a lot more of that downtown Scranton
Yeah.
than there ever was before.
Yeah, it's currently being transformed.
Transformed. All of those commercial spaces
Yeah.
on those big buildings are turned into
And we
apartments.
saw somebody that we know, and you had asked, "How do you like living down here?" Love it.
Yeah, a realtor. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he said he loves it.
All right.
And number 4, they'll sacrifice the house size to get to own. And it's, when you think about it, that's smart because it could be a stepping stone. 35% of home buyers are willing to compromise for a smaller house. It doesn't have to be the forever home.
Right.
Right.
So they want to stay within their budget. They compromise size. And so here are the areas that they're most willing to sacrifice in the home. Number 1, home office. 53% said don't need it. Or a dining room.
Nobody uses the dining room anymore.
This I'm surprised. Number 3, the room that they're willing to forego, family room. 39% said, yeah, we don't need one. 4, the living room. I would think that the living room would be higher than the family room, but whatever. Bedrooms. They'll go from a 4 to a 3 or a 3 to a 2. They'll make do. A garage.
No.
Willing to give up the garage.
That's non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
No, sorry.
Number of bathrooms. You know, a lot
Bathrooms are important.
They are,
When you have a lot of
especially-
people, you need
Yes, you need
a lot
bathrooms.
of bathrooms.
And closet space. And then the kitchen rounds out at number 9, that they're willing to maybe a smaller kitchen.
Yeah, we spend most of the time in the kitchen.
So according to builders, do you know what's on the chopping block?
Dining rooms.
Oh, that was that's old news.
Oh, I'm old, so that's okay.
Believe it or not, as home sizes shrink, the hallways are on the chopping block.
Always.
Hallways. You don't need as many interior walls.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
I was surprised by that.
I could see. Yeah, I see. I'm just picturing like a floor plan where you come off of the living room and the dining room, and I mean, there's like one little square area, and then like the door to one bedroom is right there, and then the door to this bedroom is right to your right, and this, so it's you don't have to have a hallway there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I don't know if I'd like that, but that's what they're doing to cut costs. Last year, about 25% of floor plans designed by architects were downsized to cut costs. The median size for a new single-family home that sold in 2023 was almost 2,300 square feet.
That's a good-sized home.
Down from 2,328 square feet in 2022. That's according to the U.S. Census Bureau.
One thing I like in new homes is high ceilings. 9-foot ceilings makes such a difference inside the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have an older home, and the first floors, the ceilings are 9.5 feet. And it's really, I was looking at it yesterday, really like it a lot.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. And, of course, eliminating a dining room, like you said, adding storage in unused spaces under staircases, and 3-story homes with living space on the second floor and tandem garages. I can't see, unless you were storing vehicles, how a tandem garage would work.
What is that?
That's one in front of the other. One car goes in and the other car pulls in right behind it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I don't think
Getting up at 6 o'clock. Can you move your car?
I've been imagining that for where my parents live in Philadelphia. It's not a row home. It's I guess up here they call it half a double, but it's a twin. But I just imagined, knocking that down and then rebuilding, but having the garage underneath the house.
Yeah.
So where you have to squeeze a 2-car garage underneath the house, I could see where you could do that, where you'd have to do that kind of setup. But other than that,
a guy in Staten Island had that under his house. He would park one, but he was by himself, so he could do whatever he wanted. Right, of course. But that's the way he parked the cars.
Saying, yeah.
When you're dealing with
more than one driver, it would drive me insane.
Could create tension. It could create bleeps.
Bleep. You gotta have a little meeting before you go to bed at night. Like, okay, who's leaving first tomorrow? Okay, well, let's move the cars so we don't have to do it, and they don't have to wake you up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fun. That would last about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, you do what you got to do, right? Mm-hmm. Those are the things that people do.
If you live in the city, I mean, I didn't even know anybody with a garage when I was growing up.
No.
There was no garages in the neighborhood. There was none.
No.
It was all brownstones. There's no place. You park on the street, and that's it.
Yeah. And there was, back when I was a kid,
right?
there's plenty of places to park, And it got into the early 2000s, and I was back with my folks for a little while, and I was parking 8-9 blocks away,
yes.
and I was like,
you better not be drinking because you forget where the car is.
Forget where it is.
And then you're walking around the neighborhood.
And I pushing the button the whole time.
Not that ever happened to me.
Right. No, never. Never.
You are listening to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM, The Talker. It's just Pat and I today with our producer, DC, chiming in. Good discussion.
Yeah.
Today's generous sponsor, who is anonymous, asked us to talk about Providence Pregnancy Center.
Say that 5 times.
No. That's a tongue twister.
Say it. Do it.
They were founded in 2022. They're located in North Scranton. They offer free support to women facing crisis during pregnancy, whether it's homelessness, abuse, or financial hardship. From baby supplies to counseling and now maternity housing, Providence Pregnancy Center provides love and hope. Casa de Maria, their new maternity home, houses pregnant women and their children, offering care through pregnancy and up to a year after birth. Providence Pregnancy Center does not receive federal funding, and it relies completely on the generous donations of individuals who believe in their mission. Please help them expand. Donate today at ppcscranton.org/donate or call 570-341-7045. Pat?
Yes, we have a beautiful 4-bedroom, 2-bath home at 1120 Woodlawn Street in the Greenridge section of Scranton for only $259,000. This is a really nice home. It has hardwood floors, a fireplace. It's got the 2 staircases, the one in the front, the one on the side, a modern kitchen and bath, a covered front porch, lots of natural woodwork, and a large detached this garage I really like. It's a large detached 2-car garage, and the second floor is finished. It's like a finished living area, and it's got a bath up there, so it could be a great rec room, or, you want to have your son live above the garage. That'd
Or
be
husband.
Great. Well, oh, there we go. His home, it's really close to Marywood University. That's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home with a large garage and living space above it at 1120 Woodlawn Street in the Greenridge section of Scranton for $259,000. And that's listed by Karen Kashuba of our office.
Thank you, Pat. Stay tuned to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. We will be right back. Are you ready to make your next move in the world of real estate? Look no further than Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate, your trusted partner in buying and selling homes. If you're a homeowner looking to sell, Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate will ensure you get the best possible price in today's competitive market. And if you're in the market to buy your dream home, Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate will help you find the perfect place to call your own.
Congratulations.
We've adopted the popular saying, an educated consumer is our best customer. That's why since 2010, we've hosted the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate Saturdays at 11 a.m., Sundays at 11:30 a.m. on 94.3 The Talker. Visit jready.com. That's JRUDDY.com or call 570-344-6724. Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate, where dreams find their address. We're back on. This is the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
And we are back with DC assisting today with a microphone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I say a few things occasionally. Why
Yes,
not?
thank
Let us
you.
in.
Sure.
We appreciate that.
For lack of a guest.
The guest who didn't show. I love the no-shows.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't that they didn't show.
Yeah, they didn't show. When
Well-
they give you a day's notice, it's a no-show in my book.
Okay, all right. We've had that happen how many times? Maybe twice?
Uh-huh.
The no-shows, the
Yeah.
actual day of no-show.
Oh, the best was when the guy got up and walked out in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
He says, I got to take a phone call. He walked out. He never came back.
Yeah, we were waiting for the return. He never came
Don't
back.
worry, he's not in the archive.
Yeah,
you
no.
cannot find him.
His wife was in the parking lot, we suspect.
Yeah, we think they were in the middle of a domestic,
Dispute.
a dispute. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well. One of the most interesting things trending in real estate today. Try to guess what it is.
Condos?
You're close. You're very close.
Co-ops? I don't know.
Barn dominiums.
Barn dominiums.
Yes.
Okay. I've heard of condo hotels. I've heard of everything now.
They're a barn and a condominium in one.
I saw them knock a big barn down up in Clark Summit recently. I was very upset when they knocked them down.
You know, remember when tiny homes were popular?
Yep. Barn
Then we
dominiums.
saw wild creations of shipping containers.
Yep.
Okay.
Saw them in St. Martin.
Now buyers are leaning towards roomier.
Oh, man, that'd be big.
Yes.
How high are the ceilings in a barn dominium?
Now, living in a barn, I don't know if I would consider it ideal, but many people are. And actually, barn dominiums, if you want to abbreviate, there are people in life that like to abbreviate things. Do you know what the abbreviation
No,
is?
I can't wait to hear this one.
Barndos.
Barndos.
Yes. Okay.
Wait, let me go live in the country just to have a neighbor above me.
They're quite impressive because they have open floor plans. They're modern. The welcoming layouts can suit many home buyers, especially people multi-generational households these days. That's why they're so popular. They were made famous by HGTV. Demand is increasing. They crave a connected living environment, and online searches for barn dominiums have increased.
I think I saw one of those. It's up above Clark Summit somewhere, where it looks like they took the barn and they finished it because now it's got all windows and I see cars parked there. It looks residential. It went from commercial to residential. I think I've seen one.
Yeah, I haven't yet. Barndos often combine household living areas with an attached garage or workstation, making them especially ideal for country dwellers who spend a lot of time on one property. They were popularized during COVID when families needed more room to dwell indoors, and they attract people seeking more affordable, simplistic home preferences.
Right. I see the loft living in Scranton.
Yes.
Right down by Prep, there is a building down there. There's several buildings down there that were commercial, that were factories. That they've turned into living space.
Yes, beautiful living space.
I mean, they did that down in the city for 50 years ago, but it looks like it's starting to catch on up here now.
They're converted from old barns, and that in buyers who like repurposing and recycling are attracted to that. They also draw individuals who seek alternative, unconventional options that prioritize independence and novelty. And barn-door homes are most popular among younger buyers. You could see that, right? Buyers under 40. And they make up 25% of the home buying market today. So, pros of the barn-door.
It's an existing structure. You're just renovating it.
More affordable.
Right.
Than traditional homes. Easy to build or customize.
Right.
Fewer maintenance requirements. An abundance of natural lighting. High vaulted ceilings. You know those high ceilings you talked about?
I was just thinking about that.
They're significantly eco-friendly. Fewer taxes and insurance costs. Durable and long-lasting.
You just have to get zoning approval to do something like that, right? Because you're turning your farm into a multi-family home now?
Well, not if it's one.
Oh, if it's one.
It's one structure. The cons. They are hard to find or build in certain locations. Slower increase in value compared to standard homes. The financing options can be limited. Challenges faced with zoning restrictions. Often difficult to resell. Less privacy than traditional homes, and they can be noisy. We know that with our open floor plan on first floor.
Yeah, you hear everything.
With the wood floors.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So, but
I'm out on the barn dominiums. I'll just look at it and go, hey, that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
And I'll hit the gas.
Somebody's
and say,
looking for
later.
different. But yeah, I thought that caught my attention.
Uh-huh. With the roosters outside.
Yeah. Okay. We'll end the show with this on this note. Patrick won't be happy if he hears this. Believe it or not, U.S. boomers are refusing to give their $84 trillion in real estate wealth away to their adult kids.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah. We don't have to worry about that.
What about giving wealth away to our adult kids?
A good 45% of wealthy baby boomers, those are defined as people with more than $1 million in investable assets, so real estate. They want to keep their money to spend in their lifetime, compared to just 15% of wealthy millennials and 11% of wealthy Gen Xers. They say they want to hold on to it and spend it themselves.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, if I had money, if I had that kind of money, yeah,
Let's
sure,
go.
why not?
Going to
right?
Atlantic City. I'm turning this into millions.
I don't know if I'd want to do that, but I think I would want to visit the world. Pat, would you like to review a listing?
Yes, we have a two-family home. It's a duplex at 525 Larch Street in Scranton for $225,000. This impeccably renovated home has 2 one-bedroom apartments. All the utilities are separate and paid by the tenants. This property has a fully remodeled kitchens with granite countertops, new baths, updated furnaces and electrical panels, and a large detached 2-car garage with a second-floor storage or living space, I guess, right? For me, that's where I would go. That's a duplex at 525 Lodge Street in Scranton with 2 one-bedroom apartments for $225,000, and that's listed by Nicole Clark of our office.
I want to wish our listeners a very happy and safe July 4th weekend. Don't forget to join us again for the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate. Same time next weekend, Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m. on 94.3 FM The Talker.